social media marketing, what we do is we create a thing called micro moments, which will essentially be a video or a visual representation of an introduction to who your brand of business is and what it's representing and how it can be beneficial for a consumer as well as the individual owner, right? So we try to take, like I was previously talking about before, take those core values and your mission statement, values that'll represent your brand, and create content that can be consumable, that is very user friendly, deliberate in its approach, and create opportunities for your brand to exist on the internet among millions of users where you can organically generate newcomers, new users, and new people to be invited into your world of branding and business.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just gonna go further too, because we preach micro moments, and I want everybody to understand what a micro moment is. I've taken that term from Google, micro moments. I think I've learned, it might have been over 10 years ago when they started talking about micro moments. What Google describes a micro moment is when a person has a need, they pick up their phone or they're on their computer and they search for those needs, whether it be having electrical issues at home, have a flat tire on their car, whatever it is, they have the need, and they go to a device to create a solution to their need, right? So what Google is telling us as marketers is that conversion rate of a micro moment is in the 90%. That's amazing. So you think about it, okay? Back in the day, we would do so many different things to advertise that there wasn't a such thing as a micro moment. It was like you were at 10% hoping that somebody would utilize your products or services. So now a person would search based on their needs right then and there, and they're not searching to window shop. They're searching to purchase. They're searching to buy a product or purchase a service right then and there. So what Google is telling us is when someone has a micro moment, you have to have your business readily available. And if you have your business readily available, you're going to convert them to a customer, period.
So the micro moment that's the moment someone goes to search, and so as soon as they search and it
They find what they need, they
so
go
you need
ahead
to be
and
on
purchase.
top.
Yeah, not necessarily on top. Just prime example. You do what was you calling it that you said you did? And I always talk about it, services you offer.
Of the manual lymphatic drainage?
Yes, okay. Right. Let's just say that for whatever reason, they might have spoken to their doctor or whatever the case may be, and they need this service, right? They have already been suggested from a professional that they need this service, so now it's time to look for it. Mm-hmm. They go ahead, pick up their phone. Whoever is the one they choose, they're not choosing them to not follow through and convert to it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to your business, you want to be part of that search.
Yeah.
Whether they're searching in, in a demographic that's close to your office or whatever the case may be, or they're looking for more keyword friendly services that ties you to them, whether you're close or not.
Yeah.
That's where you want to take that micro moment and close it in. Because we got to think about it. Everyone is not looking for you because you're a friend, family, cousin, or whatever the case may be. Some people really need your services.
Right then.
They need your services right then and there. Yeah. And I can tell you that ever since that I figured out what it was really doing, like a Joyce Look, HD hair designers, high definition hair designers has always been my my business where I test all those different things out when it comes to it, when it's SEO, whatever the case may be. So when I thought about that, I started making healthy hair like a serious search word inside of the website itself. Because I said, you know what, people is not just looking for this type of hairstyle. Healthy hair was part of every hairstyle. So I started doing that, and I was making a Joyce Look like one of the top keyword searches in the entire state of Indiana. You could be in Indianapolis and you could type in certain things with healthy hair and it would just pop up #1. And I was like, man, I was just driving that home because I knew that mean so much more than just, not thinking about those micro moments. So when he said that, people have to know what a micro moment is and what it entails and how people find you based on those micro moments. So when you switch, like we said, from the other side of the fence and you start thinking what people do as users, we have to make those minute changes and major changes sometimes to be able to make sure that we're one of those results that a person may choose to be able to get services or products from.
And a competitive result at that. Because one thing I thought about while you were just saying that, I've never needed something and went to the second page or the third page or the fourth page.
If I need it,
Google got all them pages and I'm not
scared to keep looking. Just think about it.
Yeah.
If the lights go out in your house and it's an electrical issue, you don't have time for 3-4 pages.
No.
If the plumbing and water's spewing out of your kitchen, you don't have time to go through 3 pages. Oh, I don't like the way that plumber's website looks. No, you're going to call the first or second one because you have a need that needs to be addressed right away. You know what I'm saying? So we got to understand that whole process. And like I said, this is going on with good businesses and bad.
Yeah.
All good businesses are not benefiting from this. It's some people that just have the right components on the internet.
Yeah, these are
and
solely
their phones
digital
are ringing
assets.
off the hook.
Yeah.
It could be a car shop, and their phones are ringing off the hook, and they got the craziest, laziest mechanics.
No, that's real. Because I just an entrepreneurship thing in the post-op. I do post-op treatments, and one of the things was that me and some other colleagues would talk about is like some of these people out here, we looking at their technique, their qualifications. They ain't got none of that, and we got it all. But they booming. And what was the difference? They were marketing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just like I always say too. Like, how can people book with you if they don't know where you at or can't find you?
Yes.
So that just shows you how important it is. So imagine like you have the best business in whatever industry you're in, but you number 5 on the search results.
Yeah.
But whoever else, they number 1.
Yeah.
They ain't the best, but they getting everybody because that ease of use too. That's something I don't have to search. People don't want to have to do a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
So it's one, boop, okay, let me go check them out.
Yeah. I have businesses that they'll come to me and they say, "Oh, I'm number 1 in that." And I said, "What are you typing in?" And they'll type in the name of their business. I said, "Who's going to type in your name?"
I don't know who you are.
Right.
No, they're going to type in a service.
Yeah.
They're going to type in that service. That service near me. That service, open 24/7, or that's that cuisine or whatever. They're going to type that in, and that's what they're looking for. So we got to understand that sometimes we just got to say, okay, this is my business. I want to just think of something so crazy. Let's say we have a customer too. He specializes in semi-truck tire repair. You know the one customer I'm talking about. So it's super niche, right? So you think about like, how does he get phone calls? He gets phone calls by funneling those words to him the best way possible, right? And it's not funneled through him by the name of his business. Okay? You can say 24/7 tire repair or semi-truck repair, tire repair. Being really specific, because if I have the needs, I'm going to be specific when it comes to Google.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be specific to my needs. Okay, if I have a flat at 10 o'clock at night, I may type in 24-hour tire repair service or something like that, because I know it's late in the day and I need somebody that's still going to come to me. I don't want to make no phone call to someone's closed. So you got to think about, my name is out of the picture. It's strictly my needs, and how do I funnel that to me? And we really have to dissect it that way to make sure. And again, it's no perfect website. You're just constantly thinking about those things and making those minute changes to build more, to draw more, and increase more traffic to your website.
Wow. Gems. I love it. I love it. So we talked about social media a little bit, and something that came to mind too when it comes to social media, like I remember it's been a couple of times where like Instagram like crashed, like no one can log in, and it was like no one can get on their pages, and something people would talk about, like, you don't own Instagram. So if they were to shut down, all your leads and stuff on that page is gone. So they was like, you need to create like a list, like an email marketing list. So can you talk about like other ways that people can market outside of social media?
You need a website. That would be my biggest thing. If you have social media and your only means of communication with your target audience is through social media, I would definitely advise for you to have a website, because essentially, like you were saying before, they're all ultimately different search engines, right? And they're filtering whatever these specific keywords to be able to rank individual businesses and entrepreneurs in that key phrase. So social media is doing the same thing that your website will be doing. Only difference is the traction and the interaction is what gives it ranking over one another. So if it's businesses out there, websites cranking that their social media can't even compete with, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the beauty of it is having them work in conjunction with each other, having your website lead to your social media lead back to your website, so that you have this ongoing like an expressway of leads and traffic.
yeah.
Exactly. So it's always a flow of newcomers and people that are already invested in this community, rather than just solely relying on one access of the internet. There's multiple avenues that the internet can generate leads and traction for you. So a lot of people, especially with how social media is nowadays, it's completely understanding that